Hey guys, how are we doing? We're carrying on with this little series. We're playing Shubo from India, rated 972. So what are we going to do? Let's do a D4 opening, because I want to mix it up. I've been playing the Reti so far. Okay, we have D4, D5. I could go Queen's Gambit. I could go London style. Could even go Jababa London, couldn't we? That'd be a laugh. I don't know anything about it. I know there's one blunder line. Okay, Shubho. How are we doing? Are we going to play? What are we going to do? You alright, Woody? Sneezing? Okay, buddy. Okay, right. This E6, this is timid and quiet, so I'm going to play my knight out. My knight can come to B5, and notice that the bishop is still gunning down on C7. So if I get to capture there. So the point of this, I think, is that if you do this, they have to play knight A6, and then you can just retreat the knight, but leaving their knight bad. It never wanted to go to there, right? It wanted to be on C6. And where's it going to go from? Okay. Huh. See, my first instinct is bishop e5, which prevents this fianchetto, but we should also think about this. If I do this, what do they do? Are they going to do this? Then I could play that anyway, eh? If I do bishop here straight away, they could just play f6. Let's go in with a knight. It's nice and aggressive. You see, D4 openings aren't known for their aggression, but the Jabava or Jabava rapport system is somewhat of an exception. There we go. Okay, here comes the knight. So this is a concession here for black. Right, if I do this and f6, again, it's another concession. But if I don't do this, and he gets that in, I mean, he could play his knight there as well and then just put the bishop behind it. And then what have I actually achieved? Maybe we should just continue. Maybe we should just develop. I might wait until he plays c6 before retreating the knight. I'm not going to... Okay. What's wrong with you? Not bad. Okay. Now this is odd, because I really expected his bishop to go to g7. Part of me wants to take out that bishop. If I take, he's going to take back with the c pawn, not the queen, obviously. I take c takes. He's got a bad knight. My bishop isn't under threat. I'm going to eliminate the bishop. Right, look at all these pawns on light squares, right? That makes this bishop bad, because it can't go anywhere. Okay, we're attacking this once. It's defended by the queen. Maybe I should just continue with my London style. E3. There's no value in E4. It just hangs the pawn, hey? But here I am threatening to maybe to take the knight and screw up his pawns on the queen side. And I think we're already better. I mean, this is just a shabby affair here. What's this knight going to do as well? If knight comes here, I can slip my bishop into h6, maybe g7, annoy the rook, make the rook move, right? And that's the end of castling. And you're not going to castle your king on c8, for goodness sake. There's a lot of light squared pawns. All the pawns on the king side are light squared, so that makes things difficult for my light squared bishop at this point in the game. So would I want to trade the light square? What the flipping flaming flip is that? C3. I can't go there, can't go there. Right, and I've got a potential of Queen A4 check. I could have even played c4, but he always has knight retreat to c6 to block the check and save the knight, so it's not really a fork. Sometimes it's a fork. Okay, back goes the knight. Okay, so he's gone a long way around. Oops. Right? He's got one piece developed. I've got several. Two. I could Pinsky the knightsky, but I'm not going to bother. I might think about bishop e2 castles. I might think about not castling at all. I might consider not castling at all. I feel like my bishop just kind of belongs there anyway. I know it's blunted right now, but I might, for example, queen c2, long castles, and start chucking pawns. Why are you still playing with pawns? I have this. There's no dark square bishop to block. What are you going to do? If I go here, knight blocks, you just pin the knight. But hang on, that's just two attackers, and yeah. So this, he's put it in a situation where it's defended twice and it's attacked 3 times, right? So, do I take with bishop, do I take with knight? Doesn't really matter. I'll take with a knight, because I'd like my bishop to end up here with pressure. I probably will now castle short. That's just really, really clumsy. And now I have the bishop pair, both developed. Opponent's got no development. He's just pinned his own knight. Now I can just castle. I do have a check. If he blocks, my queen has the whole 4th rank. This knight is the only defender of the bishop. If I take the knight, you take my queen, I take your queen. You take my... Do I win a piece? I take knight. If you take back, I win the bishop, I win a piece. I take knight, you take my queen, I take your queen, I'm up a piece, and I'm also threatening a rook here. And he's got no checks, this is the point. Right, now you have no minor pieces and I have a bishop. Ho, ho, ho. I also have a check, forcing the king to move, because there's no blocking. Alright. Okay. Let's put a rook on the open file. The semi-open file. This is now very, very bad. I might actually double up my rooks. I think I'd like to have a rook on the second, right? Because this pawn's not defended, this pawn's not defended. My opponent has an IQP, and I control the square in front of it. H4, H5 is definitely one idea. H6 would be nice, you know, always threatening to drop my queen in there and mate him. Force the queens off the board, maybe. But I'm up. I have an extra bishop and an extra pawn. So, Shub hole. I have this. No, that drops the pawn. Okay, it's just this move. Rook FD1. Probably H4, H5. Yeah, I just tried to start a game before, and it against GMXOXO, and it just didn't happen. Didn't work. Don't know why. So I have a light squared bishop. He has a light squared pawn mini pyramid here. I might like just drop my bishop down here, you know. That's not a bad idea at all. Puts lots of pressure on this pawn here. It even just dropped my queen into d4. Yeah, d4, send Harry up. There's nothing he can do. And that actually just, that is now a fork, so it forces the queens off. Which way do I recapture? Do I recapture with c? I mean, either way, we're going to end up with an open file. It's either going to be an open C file or an open E file. Doesn't really matter. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters to me. Okay, that's defended, so I'm more than happy just to trade off. Trading off. This pawn is now, you see, because it's now blocked in, it's on a light square, so I'm just going to... First thing ooh, no. I was just worried that if I put my rook there and my bishop was there, that he could do this and just basically pin. Okay, so you see now he's been forced to defend, so now it's rook on the open file, rook on 7th. This is all just very, very normal, natural stuff. And I think we will do another one after this. Very nice opening. And this is simply a fork now. Rook fork on 7th. Rook can't block it, just loses the rook. My bishop is guarding this square. The square c1 could be a bit of a vulnerability. You know, if his rook could get to c1, that would actually be mate in 2, because the only legal move is bishop blocks, rook takes bishop mate. So, if I take this pawn, he goes here. Do I have time to play king f1? Check here. He can't go back to attack this pawn. He can go to b1 to attack the pawn. There's no real need. I mean, the game is won. The game is won anyway, so I'm probably going to just like head maybe to d2 with my king. Point is, it covers all of these 3 insertion squares where my opponent's rook could get into my face. I don't have to play king d2 now. I don't have to do anything here. Just keep gobbling pawns. I am the Goblin King. Possibly rook a5. Puts 2 attackers on this, and king he can't get there in time. King it'd have to be 2 moves. 2 moves. What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? It's an eminently resignable position. What you doing? I'm just not worried about the pawn. I'll just take it, I think. I've got a check. Maybe I should throw in the check. And possibly throw in this then too. The king here, I do this. The king can come in, but I can always come back. And you know, but I mean, this pawn is also 1. It's important not to get arrogant and cocky. I can take. In fact, this just comes a check, so you should probably have gone there. Like that. Little bit of the worse for wear today. I drank all the wine last night and binged almost an entire season of Forged in Fire, which is strangely compelling viewing. Season 2. If you don't know what Forged in Fire is, mate, you're missing out. It's like a reality show where people make stuff out of metal. Blade-edged weapons, basically. And it's cool. But also my son, Henry, is he's applying for a blacksmithing degree course. Oh, king's gone back there now, look. I think I'm just going to snatch this pawn. Invite the rook in. But that would be a blunder if he recaptures, because I have g3. Fork. So it's actually a free pawn. Check ski. You kind of have to take there, but you're going to lose anyway. This pawn can't advance. This pawn kind of can. But I think after this, I think we're happy. You can't go there. You can't go there either to attack this pawn. So, what are you going to do? Take this. Just need to be careful not to stalemate the bugger. Alright, if I give check here, this is forced. I think though, we just push a pawn. Don't need to get fancy. Just checking he's got legal squares. This is all good. The king's, there's only one legal move now. There. Let's make a queen. Has to go here. And now there is a stalemate threat for real. Okay, so now I'm going to give checkmate, I think. Could I have done that anyway? Maybe. Okay. I don't want to analyze with the machine here, but we've got the eval going. So this already. I mean, it's okay. I mean, Stockfish says I would be fine, but you're Stockfish, and you don't even understand the meaning of the word fine. Okay. It says it's equal here. See, if you're going to play this move, right? Apart from one thing, it's 3 pawn moves in first 3 moves, right? You need to put your bishop here, I think. Okay, so I go in with the threat. He goes there, 0.7 to white. I develop. And he brings his bishop out to a very odd square. Now it's plus 1.5, 1.6. So I trade off. Yeah. And you can see, I mean, this is a very kind of beginnerish situation. After 6 moves, his pawn's already crap, you know. And this is what hurt him in the end. Okay, let's play another one. What am I, 1056? And now we're facing d4. Okay. So it's knight f6. This is what I'm doing. Oh, we have a Trompowski. Really? Opponent is Jericho, 1005 from the US of A. Okay, he moves his bishop again. I could go for a fianchetto. I could also d5. d5 securing the knight. I'm not worried about c4. No, let's go for this. I could retreat the knight. If d5 takes, I've got a pawn in his face. I don't want to go backwards. f5. Is f5 dumb? f5, if he takes, I take. Go on, screw it. f5. It allows me to take towards the center if he wants to exchange. Okay, so now I have 3 central pawns against 2. Right, what does that mean? Well, we don't know. Okay, now he's gone. Now he's managed to get a London structure, but he's made basically the first 3 moves, but he's taken 6 moves to do it, and given me extra central pawns at the same time. This takes. Ain't no need for that. Here, do I worry about this? Maybe I should play e6 or e5 first. e6 is okay. I might fianchetto this bishop then. So the point of this is that I can... You move your bishop. How many times is that? 3 times. That's 3 moves of the same piece. Inadvisable. These aren't the moves you're looking for. Right? d6 is now tempo move. Bishop g7 threatens to trade off the bishops and mess up his pawn slightly. mean, this is not capturing towards the centre, this is capturing across the centre. So he ends up with 2 e pawns and no d pawn at all. Why are you talking? I don't know why you're talking like this. I don't even know what accent it's meant to be. Knight c6 now hits bishop. He can't push the pawn because it undefends the bishop. Knight c6, developing move. Can still fianchetto the bishop, still play the queen out to many places. And still long castle. Why not? The theme of the previous game was probably just very, very shabby pawn play. So let's consider d6, let's consider knight c6. d6, tempo move. Bishop can't go there, can't go there, can't go there, right? d6, he retreats this away. Have I improved my own bishop? Well, I can always put it there anyway. That's kind of the idea in the first place. All right, knight here. Again, probably bishop retreats. Which is the best move? Well, knight out is kind of free. You know, it feels like at least I'm not blocking in my own bishop, right? So it leaves open some possibilities. This is now a thought because it kind of pins this pawn, right? Because this guy would then be, undefended and behind it. So I'm also inclined to play d5. It looks like a splendid move. I would like to get castled though. So what is the quickest route to Castle City?
Don't go that way. I beg your pardon? I say don't go that way. Oh, she'd have carried on going that way. She'd have gone straight to that castle.
Name the film. I can push the bishop, but why? What is gained by this? I cut off a square for my queen, right? I think the purpose right now, what we need to do is we need to get our king castled. So, one direct ticket to castling city. b6, bishop b7, queen out somewhere. Do I worry about this? I don't worry at all, no, because pawn takes and pawn takes. Queen takes. Sod it. Right, okay, you talked me into it. I'm gonna play d5. I'll play d5, I'm just clamping down on the centre. I'm really shutting down his options to push up and gain space. This is not yet playable, but if I put my queen here, for example, another thought as well is potentially bishop d6. All right, he can't go there. He could go here, but if he trades off again, that's another pawn move towards the centre. And look, I get 4 central pawns. And what the hell is that? Is he got the idea of coming around here? Also, this bishop might want to go there. So I think a6 at this point, right? This is kind of one of those moves where the value of the prophylactic move is just greater than the value of, developing move, because it makes him waste this move. Right? You see this knight, look at his knight moves in this game. Okay. 1, 2, off the board. Okay, it's got. Hang on. Look at this knight. 1, 2. Yeah. Not loads of knight moves. Okay, so he's played his bishop out here now. Okay, so he can't go there, he can't go there, he can't go there, he can't go there. So what's he got? Nothing. This bishop is terrible bishop. Because look, I've got 7 pawns on light squares. 7, I tell you. Right, so he wants to castle this side. That's fine. I want you to castle that side too. I could do this, force the bishop back. I could play this. Hang on. If I was to play h5 now, you see, I just don't think he's got any attack at all. This bishop is out of the game. This knight is out of the game, right? This bishop is looking at a lot of squares, but... So I'm going to play h5, I think. I'm going to play h5. Can't... Sacking his bishop here for 2 pawns? Yeah, I don't think so. But now this, you see. And do we trap the bishop? He can go there, in which case knight takes. The problem is here now, h4. Aha! Ah! Curse you. And suddenly, out comes the aggression. Alright. Game on. Here, I think is his only hope. There, pawn takes. Oh. That was just dumb, wasn't it? That was just hanging a pawn. Because it came with check. Sorry guys, that was just dumb on my part. Okay, start again. Don't get cocky. Blah, blah, blah. Right, I want to get my bishop out. My king's in the way of my bishop. Just wondering if the knight needs to come round and then I push the pawn, something like that, and the king... Yes, something like this. Something like this. It's a mess. It's a right royal muddle right now. I could come out here. You know? I like this. This knight f5 is a handsome move. Oh, I can't put my king there. Well, maybe I can eradicate his bishop. If he comes here, what happens? I can take it out with my bishop. Okay. Okay. This is actually a discovery on the pawn. If Jericho sees it. But if not, I mean, I'm threatening to take here. That's going to mess up his pawns somewhat in front of his king. Not that I can, you know, brag about king safety. I like the look of this, though. Also pins the knight if I get it in. But yeah, this is now going to be gloves off stuff. Right, I want this bishop out of the way. His only option to save the bishop is to put it here. Do I want to do this? Can't go there, he can't go there, he can't go there. If that, I could take with the knight, I could take with the king. I could take with the pawn. 3 pieces that could take back on this square. Bishop here. Takes, knight takes. I have an outpost. If I go here, takes, rook takes. I'm going to do this because I'd like to do this with my pawns. I'd like to maybe get my king away. My king may actually prove to be safer in the middle of the board, particularly if I recapture with a pawn. You know, because then I've got quite a massive pawn. So let's visualize this. Pawn here, right? I've got a terrible light squared bishop, but this guy may move. And if takes and takes, right? If this pawn finds its way to there, I think we might be all right. Don't want to hang this pawn though, either. So this is now quite an interesting situation. I have 4 pawns in the central 2 files now. 4. That hangs that. Okay, so I don't want to push this just yet because knight takes here. He may try and push up here, but I've got a hunch my king's going to loiter behind these pawns. I think that's kind of the safest place to be. Here, quick. Here. It's just a hunch that my queen belongs there. Bishop here. I'm a pawn down. Huh. I think I can push past here now. If I get b6 as well. Okay, I haven't got b6. So my bishop is somewhat compromised. e5 takes... Queen takes is a thought. My goal here is to improve this bishop. I want to get my king the hell out of there. Does my king want to come here and then bishop here? Attacks the pawn. It's quite well defended right now. Or do I want to do this and give my bishop this diagonal? Could be better. I feel like this is the way to go. Do I want to attack this bishop? It's here. I'm not really attacking it because, well, I am, but I mean, the queen defends. It's. I could attack it 2 times. 2 times. Pum pum pum. What a bugger's muddle. Rook a6. Rook b1. Drops his bishop back here. I have to move my rook again. Can I just stick my king here? Bishop b, bishop b. Something like... I'm actually attacking the pawn, right? What about rook here? Rook here. His knight can't defend the pawn because it can't go to either of these 2 squares. So splitting these 2 pawns up, was it the best move on this move? Okay, it's defended with a queen. Right, but now I do this. And now how do you defend? In fact, I even have queen d8. Too late to do that. You are kidding me. I got my ass checkmated. Oh well. Okay. You've poked the bear now. Okay. Okay. Going Russo. This is guys from the Yemen. Interesting. The flag looks very much like Netherlands, but I can't tell the difference. Okay. A bit like Egypt as well, without the badge in the middle. Where's... yeah. Okay, Russo accepted. Russo accepted. You always push the pawn. This is the whole point. You gain tempo and the knight simply can't proceed. Okay, this is an idea. Looks like it hangs the knight, right? But then queen comes out. Yeah. So I think what we have to do is we have to play knight f6. If he takes, I'll take back with the b pawn, because that then prepares d5 with tempo. And that just hangs the knight. So what the hell was that about? Hangs the knight and you don't have queen h5 check. And now I have this as well, so it's just getting worse. And this pawn hangs. So he's given up a piece, 2 pieces, and resigns. And that's what. Go Go on, let's do another one. Let's do another one. We're on 1050. Got some catching up to do. Okay, let's well play a Reti on this one. This is Miminho Tinoso from Brazil. 950. 100 points. Okay. Right, we're going to find ourselves in a tactical situation. Probably pawns on dark squares. Well, he's just blocked his own bishop there, so I'm happy to cement that one in. Also, my bishop is poor for now. Alright, this is not an issue. I think just d3. I could even kick this bishop at some point. But I don't see a reason right now. Okay, so the knight is now in a pin. So I'm going to play knight c3. Might come here. Am I threatening the knight? Not massively, no. But he can't take. Here, what's the idea? You know, takes, nothing really. I could have also played knight bd2 to defend this knight, but it is defended by the bishop anyway. I just think that I think a3 now. He might still come in here actually, taking advantage of the pin on my knight. Yeah, there we go. Knight e2. Contest the knight. Why not? I'll tell you why not. Because it puts two attackers. Knight takes. This is now a free piece. You donkey. You absolute donkey. Okay. Miminho. You're killing me here. And I've lost my defensive light squared bishop. My opponent has an offensive light squared bishop in my face, which I'm not happy about. Queen here though. Queen here. If he tries to... Yeah, I think he saw that that was in imminent danger of being trapped. Okay, we're going to retreat the bishop. Now you just pissed me off. This... There is a potential pawn win. It was as king h7, but... Oh. Okay, there's nothing for it. I'm going to have to try and bash the doors in. Two consecutive losses would be... that isn't consecutive. Would be two losses in the same session. Actually, my bishop isn't great. I wonder if I should just trade it off for that knight. I think I'm happy to do that. Takes probably rook and get them doubled up. He still has this. So this is not the strongest bishop in the world. And my job now is to keep things that way. Told you I wasn't on top form today. Bloody hell. Okay, he's put another pawn on there. Okay. So I'm definitely going to push on through. So the more locked files we have, the harder life becomes for that bish. He should probably take here, because then it hang... Okay. We are going to struggle. This pawn might hang. Is this a possibility? I mean, I'm attacking this pawn. This pawn is defended by the queen, though. But I have maybe g5. This bishop can come back. Bishop really needs to come back now to flush my queen out of there. Because if I get this move in, I can win this pawn. Okay. Now I've blocked the queen's defense of that pawn. "60 minutes 30. I'm playing this like a blitz game. Most of my stuff is now on light squares. Yeah. What a stupid thing to do. It's hard sometimes, you know, playing low-rated players. Could block off his queen and block this pawn as well at the same time. But then the bishop can come back and just try and nudge me out. Are you screen sniping? What's going on here? You do just hang the pawn though. Bishop defends all this. I'm down a full piece. How can I possibly win? There. I have 3 attackers on it. It's got 3 defenders. Okay. Threatens this. And it's also pinned. So if it pushes, for example, I might have h4. Threatening to take. Bishop's pinned. But then we end up trading off rooks. This is not going to be easy, guys. This is not going to be easy at all. Also, my king queen are in line. Could lift his king. He's lifted his king. This isn't playable. This bishop is defended 3 times. Why would it come around this way? Not really. It can't visit any of these squares. I think the pressure needs to be up the f-file. Stupid little blunders. But we're going to fight for it. Okay. We have rook face off. If I take, queen takes, come in here, queen there. I mean, I could have like come here, but I think he's going to play this now. I got that. Queen here, though. Nah, this is not good. This is not good. I should probably... If he plays rook f8, I'm just in a world of pain. Queen defends his pawn, but... Okay, he's threatening this. I can grab a pawn on my way through. I have maybe this. We'll see what happens with a king. Okay. This again. Did you just use rook then? Oh yeah, I could have had the rook. Should have had the rook. That's just bloody typical, isn't it? I'm rushing and playing like a dickhead. Your rook still hangs, dude. And still rook f8 is the best move, I think. I do have one extra pawn now. For what it's worth. You try this idea again. If I can get in rook f1, it would be a good idea, but I think snatching that rook is my best hope right now. If I can do it. I mean, he really shouldn't let me do it. Quite sure why he's thinking so long. This, I think, is just winning. Because the queen now just threatens to come in and force me in the corner. And then queen there is mate. So... Here he still has queen here. I'll just resign it. Go on, we'll do one more. One more for the road and then that's it. And try not to do... So yeah, he had force mate and 7 according to the machine there. Okay. Ah, the bishop's opening. $10.24 now. Well, welcome to a speed bobbing about in the 1000s. Two losses. You nearly always play knight f6 on the third move in the Calabrese, but we do not prepared. d5. Win that back. d5, bishop goes here, you can push on, you know. Nice centre. We're still a pawn down, but not for long. And of course the bishop can't go there because that's a pawn fork on bishop and knight. So what you're going to do, you're going to go here, where you know you're going to walk into c6. So generally people just go back to b3, okay? And now you go there, right? Now I could play e4 with tempo. Kick the knight, but then that does give the knight this square. Oh. See, the pawn is actually hanging, so come on, let's do it. Let's do it. It's knight d4 defends this pawn. Temporarily. I think I'm going to just develop with more pressure. Also now ready to castle. White is also ready to castle. Not in the maddest rush to have my pawn back. Yes, I just realised, babe, guys, I can't drink. Can't drink anymore. Alcohol, it's just not worth it. Okay, I'm going to drop my bishop back here to stop the knight coming in now. You know, he's moved the knight with a bit of a threat, but it's actually kind of blown up in his face because when you've got a bishop and a knight like in this configuration, okay, there is an en passant here, but I don't like it, so I'm just going to grab the pawn back, get castled, knight bd7, and then think about how we're going to attack. Might drop the bishop back to this diagonal because of this pawn. But I'm liking things so far, aren't you? You know, we've got a lot more presence in this central part of the board. 3 pawns, 2 pieces. Opponent has 1 pawn. Okay. I think castles is okay here. Just goes to show, you know, one blunder can just turn a whole game, and it does. This looks like a thought. Knight bd7 as well. Do it in any order. Opponent is Chiro 21 from les États-Unis. Okay, so he's kind of preemptively defending against this, but now I think you really just should drop a bishop in there, right? You get the opportunity to drop a bishop in, you drop a bishop in. This is defended twice. I think knight bd7 now. Ain't no rush. Bishop here anyway, right? I could also always push Harry up. Push crazy Harry up the board. Speed wobble. That's what this is. I don't think there's any point leaving my bishop on this diagonal, is there? Not with this pawn. I mean, where's that knight going anyway? Nowhere. That would just, no. This I have, maybe that. Don't have. Okay. I take here. You take knight. I take no. Attacking your queen. Okay, here bishop might just go back there. Just go straight to h5. Why improve the bishop? Am I worried about this? No, don't think so. Huh. 2 safe squares. There. And if he comes forward. No, just take him. Still offended twice. That hangs a pawn. There. If you take, you lose the piece, right? That's good to just come back here. If he takes the knight, I just replace it with the spare knight. And I defend the pawn. So, not quite sure on the point of that one. Is h4 a move? Don't think it is, because bishop takes. G6. Definitely starting to feel a bit sleepy now. Made 3 pots of coffee today and they've all worn off. I've got queen e6. I'm not worried about. Could go here. Bishop takes, that's a check. bishop really does want to come back down to there now. Okay, I think I'll just now. Do I retreat to here or here? If I come here and he has ideas about pushing on, I win the pawn. If I come back here, is there any benefit? Well, the queen defends the bishop. Notice this pawn's also pinned now, which means it's not guarding that or that. Let's do this. Let's just see if we can... Oh, he resigns. Okay. Right. Well, I'm done, guys. That's enough of crap chess for one day. Hopefully, you'll see me tomorrow on better form. It is minus 3.9 in black's favour here. I'm not up in material though. I'm just better. Yeah. I'm going to threaten this. Threaten to come in if he pushes. I don't know. Yeah, just better. Anyway, see you later.